A cordial welcome to one and all who are gathered here. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar, Polymer Engineering Across Borders, a global alumni webinar series 4. We are delighted to have our esteemed chief guests, faculty members, and students who gathered here to join us today for this wonderful and insightful event. With open mind and a spirit of intellectual curiosity. Now I respectfully invite our esteemed head of the department, Dr. S. Samshed Begum ma'am, a dedicated and inspiring leader who continuously motivates us with a vision and commitment to academic excellence to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you today session of Polymer Engineering Across Borders, a global alumni webinar series 4. We are honored to have with us Mr. Mahmood Ali Ismail, Senior Technical Sales Engineer, FOSROC Constructive Solution Division, Boodai Trading Company Limited, Kuwait, as our esteemed speaker. Thank you, Mohammed, for graciously accepting our invitation to share your expertise on role of polymers in modern building construction. Your valuable insights from the industry will undoubtedly enrich our understanding and highlight the vital bridge between academic research and real-world applications. And I also take this opportunity to warmly welcome Dr. S.S.M. Abdul Majid, Professor and Director of Admissions. Your continued efforts in shaping the future of engineering education and promoting our academic programs have been instrumental in attracting top talent and elevating the standards of our institution. We look forward to your inspiring presence today. A special word of appreciation goes to Mrs. J. Daphne, the coordinator of today's event. Thank you for your meticulous planning and dedication in organizing this webinar. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our enthusiastic student coordinators, Ms. S. Vikashini and B. Kirtika, and to our committed faculty members. To all our participants, your presence is what makes this gathering truly meaningful. I encourage you wholeheartedly ask questions, share your thoughts, and make the most of this opportunity to learn and connect. Once again, thank you all for being here. Let us look forward to an insightful and inspiring session together.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to present our esteemed Director of Admissions, Dr. S.S.M. Abdul Majid sir, a strong pillar of support and a guiding force behind the institution's growth and outreach, whose efforts have played a vital role in shaping the future of countless students. I now invite sir to kindly deliver the felicitation address.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure in participating in this the very important event of the department, the alumni seminar today. That is also in a very significant topic today. Building and construction form a large part of the global economy nowadays. The polymeric industries have been steadily replacing traditional materials in this particular sector. Construction applications of plastics include pipes, guttering, windows, door profiles, glazing, roofing, sealants, adhesives, cement, insulation, flooring, building panels, and other civil engineering applications include geomembranes, road paving, sports surfaces, and the reinforcement of bridges. We all know that nowadays the composite materials are being used for load bearing in construction applications. Apart from these kind of plastics and composites, foamed plastics from PVC and polyurethane also finding the significant applications in construction industries. In this respect, the seminar on the usage of polymeric materials on construction, building construction is very significant one for the student community. You can, today you are going to learn the most important things from our prestigious alumni Muhammad Ali Ismail. When coming to Muhammad Ali Ismail, he was the highly enthusiastic student when he did BTech Polymer Technology course in our department. He showed enormous interest in learning new things, and also he was able to develop the career skills required for this career growth. I can remember that he was the first student of our department got the international placement. So that is a very significant contribution of the department. This achievement made by the department only because of the hard work of this Muhammad Ali Ismail. So our expectation, the expectation of all our faculty is to develop such kind of students from our department. So students, you just see whenever we meet, whenever we see our alumni, they are holding a very good positions. They got a good career development. We feel utmost happiness. We cannot measure the such kind of happiness. We cannot get such kind of happiness in any other thing. So that is why students, we would like to we would like to see you as these kind of high level of position after completing your program here. So I'm very happy to join with Dr. Shamshed Begum to welcome our alumnus, Mr. Muhammad Ali Ismail, for this wonderful program today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Ms. J. Daphne ma'am to introduce our esteemed chief guest.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Mahmood Ali Ismail, Senior Technical Sales Engineer at the FOSROC Constructive Solution Division, Boodai Trading Company Limited, Kuwait. Mr. Mahmood Ali Ismail is a proud alumnus of B.S. Abdur Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, where he completed his BTech in Polymer Engineering from 2010 to 2014. During his undergraduate studies, he demonstrated a strong passion for research and innovation by publishing a paper titled Development of Flexible Polyurethane Nanocomposite 4 with Enhanced Flame Retardancy in the Indian Journal of Advances in Chemical Science. For this outstanding work, he was honored with the Best Project Award also. Since graduating in 2014, he has been associated with Boodai Trading Company, where he has built an impressive career spanning over a decade. In his current role, he provides sales and construction customer service in the field of polymer products used in civil construction, including coatings, waterproofing, sealants, structural epoxy repairs, floorings, adhesives, grouts, and admixtures. Today, he will be presenting on the role of polymers in modern building construction, offering us insights into how polymers are shaping the future of the construction industry. Let's all extend a warm welcome to Mr. Muhammad Ali Ismail, and we look forward to the knowledge and inspiration he brings to us today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now let us all listen attentively to the insightful address by Mr. Mahmood Ali Ismail, Senior Technical Sales Engineer, Boodai Trading Company, Kuwait, our esteemed chief guest, as he shares his thoughts on role of polymers in modern building and construction. We encourage everyone to actively engage in his session.
Thank you for giving me a chance. Without the faculty support, without the university support, I cannot reach this much position. I did my hard work with the help of faculties, Dr. SSM Abdul Majid sir, Shamshed Beham ma'am, Shamshed Beham ma'am, was my class advisor during that time, as well as my project advisor during that time. She helped me a lot. She used to support all kind of technical knowledge, which we were doing that time. We were learning, She used to help on the journals, and also university they provide a lot of access to the journals. No university, I think they are providing this much facility. Crescent is unique for the infrastructure, buildings, and also greenish area. They give a pleasant mindset for the student to learn. They give a greenish environment. They provide everything. When they come out of university only, they will come to know what they're missing. And many of my faculties like Palvin ma'am, Behra sir, and Daulat ma'am, and Vasantakumari ma'am, everyone, they contributed for my growth, both my technical knowledge on my career, and they shaped me. Of course, in terms of school, they shaped a thing, but career-wise, the university shaped me. Thank you, all the faculty. Let us go to the topic. Polymer engineering divided into four type of category. Thermoset, thermoplastic, composites, and rubbers. This all four type comes under even construction field. They're using the polymer, but some people know, some people doesn't know that this is polymer actually. Let me share my screen. What all the polymers playing main role in the modern building construction. The thing what it's been contributing more than 100 years. Polymers are in the construction field more than 100 years. They are in terms of admixtures, protective coating, concrete repair, flooring, grout and anchors, joint sealants, waterproofing, adhesives. Various type of polymers are used in this based on the properties, based on the requirement, based on the chemical resistance, based on the physical properties, based on where you need to use, for what you want to use, and how to use. Based on that, lot of polymer is being used in this 8 categories. First, in the admixture, during concreting stage, they mix sulfonated naphthalene polymers and polycarboxylate technology, PC based. These all they mix together in the concrete with the mixed design according to the requirement on the site to achieve the early strength, workability, because normal concrete cannot give more workability time. You need a time to transport the concrete from a batching plant to the site. You cannot build a batching plant for a small site nearby. If it's a big site, okay, they will build a batching plant. If it's a small site, you need to have a transport time of 1 hour, 2 hour. The concrete has to go in a mixer truck. Mixer truck guy, he will have a polymer. He has an admixture on it to make the concrete loose workability without knowing that that's a polymer he is using. Many of them doesn't know. Even I doesn't know after entering my career. Once I took my product catalog, when they gave me, I came to know all the polymer, what we studied in the curriculum, it's there. But to understand that, we should focus on the studies. Each and every core paper is important. If it's a mathematical also, it will influence in your career during the calculations. Each and every paper you should understand. I'm sorry, I'm talking to my juniors. I'm giving a suggestion because they should understand the thing what they're learning. Our faculty are so friendly. They're helping the student. Even they don't understand, they help a lot. They're asking, during my studies, I still remember Dr. Shamshad Begum ma'am, she used to say, Ma, you should remove the fat layer from your brain. It was a good, actually, she removed it, and it was really helpful, ma'am. I'm thankful for that. That calculation was helpful in the cubic meter calculation and coverage calculation. Those, the paper what you taught us, it's all related to the conversion, unit conversion. It was really helpful for me in the, instantly I need to give a calculation to my client. He will just ask me how much material required, in terms of cubic meter. He will ask for concrete and for grouting, for coatings in meter square. Every that was really helpful for me, that paper actually. And everyone, every faculty, I'm faithful for them. Okay. Next, no, this admixture is playing not only workability, strength, high strength, it's even contributing for the underwater concreting. Because normally concrete will wash out when they pour on the water. For underwater concreting, you need an anti-washout agent, has to be mixed, admixture. So those all properties can be achieved with the help of polymer admixtures. Next, protective coatings. Many polymers are used: polyester, epoxy, polyurethane, and epoxy polyurethane, epoxy polysulfide. Let us see first polyester. Polyester is a single component. It will act as a protective component and also as a curing compound. It's a dual purpose and it is UV stable. It will not fade on the sunlight, and it has an excellent service life, resistant to chloride and sulfite ions, lot of chemical resistance, due to which it is specially used in the oil field. Below ground in the oil field, there are a lot of contamination. It will each the concrete and it will spoil the concrete. That's why you need to protect the foundation with especially for the oil field. They use polyester with the composite of like a glass fiber. They do layer by layer so that they prevent the corrosion on the concrete to have a long life. Many site I see, after many years, after 20 years or 10 years, they evacuate and they want to rebuild the renovation. The structure will be as like new because the polymer prevented that structure from corrosion. There are bitumen coatings, there are waterproof membranes, there are many epoxy coatings used for the prevention of concrete structure. Epoxy resin used as a coating on many area for sewage works because you need to have a resistance to highly sulfur content is there in the sewage. Itching of concrete will happen. After itching, what it will happen? The chloride and it will affect the rebar. The rebar is the bone for bone for muscle. Like the rebar is the bone for concrete. So if the rebar is corroded, it will damage the structure, okay, integrity. And also there is a special rebar made out of glass fiber with the help of epoxy and glass fiber. Where it's a lot of corrosion is there. There they use this kind of epoxy glass fiber reinforced rebars, especially in the sea, say, marine environment. And then they use this epoxy like a coating on many area where like swimming pool. Swimming pool they use also cementitious, but some swimming pool they want a glossy one, so they prefer a epoxy one. And water treatment works where they need a epoxy because it has to prevent the structure. Also it should provide a easy cleaning, easy maintenance. And for the meat and food processing environments, because a huge kitchen will be there, they want to clean with hot water after finishing the everyday schedule. And it should be, kitchen keep on building the debris, the waste item, it will start itching. So that's why epoxy has high chemical resistant, and it has a good excellent adhesion to concrete and steel, and also more abrasion resistant. So it's more long life. It will prevent the concrete structure from damage. And there's a blend of epoxy novalac, specially used for the pipelines, wastewater treatment plant, desalination plants, food processing plants, pump and paper mills, and for electric power plants, where the chemical manufacturing plants, where they need to store the chemical. Even the sulfuric acid can be stored, because you need to provide a lining inside the tank with the help of epoxy novalac. It has a high resistance to the various acids, petrol tanks, all the fuel tank, fuel pump, fuel storage area. They have a tank structure coated with a epoxy lining to have a high resistant, and also to prevent the leakage. It will act as a waterproofing, and also it will act as a resistant to the material what is being stored. And epoxy polysulfide elastomer coating. Even epoxy by nature it is rigid. Okay, to make it this one little flexible, because the main intention of the coating to provide a waterproofing, because concrete is rigid, epoxy also rigid, but you need to provide a waterproofing, and you need to provide a crack accommodation. It should accommodate the movement of the structure. Each civil structure has an expansion joint. The reason for expansion joint is to absorb the movement. Otherwise, the building will crack. You can see many expansion joint in the buildings. Reason for that, to absorb the movement. So same way, in order to provide the waterproofing and also protective coating, it should be flexible also. Slight movement it should absorb. So usually it has a 600% elongation, 300% elongation. It's been tailor made according to the client's requirement. There are various products, more than 1,000 products, various epoxy, various polyurethane, polyester is been modified according to the site conditions, customer's requirement on the area of application. It has a high resistance to seawater, fuel, chemical resistance. So it's been used in the intake channel, culverts, and also it's used as a industrial flooring, including warehouse, food processing area, paper mills, and car parkings. And for the roof applications, for the roof waterproofing, and balcony waterproofings. Epoxy doesn't have UV resistance, but when you expose to sun, it doesn't mean it will affect the property of epoxy. Only the fading of color will happen. But in order to have this property, polyurethane also been blended along with that, and we used epoxy polyurethane. And another form of separate way they use is polyurethane. Polyurethane has a high UV resistant, chemical resistant, and also resistant to fungal growth, bacterial growth. It's been used in jetty, pier, harbors, and many sewage works, and many chemical processing plants. Flexible coating with the help of epoxy polyurethane resin. It's been used for wall and floor coating, for concrete protection, and manhole and pipelining, and secondary contamination lining for sewage and effluent plants, seawater tanks, and foundation waterproofing. Also, it's used in concrete repair, epoxy and acrylic. Let us see a video where they are mixing a epoxy base and hardener. They just add a color to it so that to make sure they're mixing it well. Okay. Now here, see, this is a damaged area They made a saw cutting. They removed all the loose particles. Okay. They are applying a epoxy bonding agent in order to have a bonding between the old and new concrete. They are applying a epoxy one. They added a fluorescent color to make sure they painted all the area. After 1 hour, 2 hour, you might have come across this epoxy behavior, the pot life. After mixing, you will have a pot life, usually like 20 minutes. But as per the site condition, you can alter the hardener. But for commercial purpose, for the site condition, usually they need 3 hours, 4 hours for preparing form work. So they supply a various tailored products like fast setting, like normal setting. Fast setting, it will become tacky within 1 hour, whereas normal setting, it will become tacky after 4 hours. The main purpose of epoxy bonding agent they are applying is to have a bonding between old and new concrete. When you need to pour the concrete, when it has achieved the gel time, it will become sticky, tacky. That time, they will pour the concrete. There are various polymer modified concretes are there with, see, this is honeycombing where they repair with the same epoxy bonding agent with the polymer modified polypropylene fiber reinforced material, you know. It is shrinkage compensated polypropylene implemented cement, okay. It's been used for the structural repair for honeycombing. This is a cooling tower. They are applying a polymer modified cementitious surface material to fill the blowhole and pinholes. Previously, we saw the repair for the floor. Now, this is the repair for the vertical one. Is applying a same epoxy bonding agent, and they're mixing a shrinkage compensated polymer modified thixotropic mortar, which is having a polypropylene fiber. The main intention of polypropylene fiber in this product is to provide the shrinkage resistant compensation and also for high strength. Okay. By adding the polypropylene fiber, it makes the strength of this cementitious product double the strength of normal concrete, like 60 Newton, 80 Newton per millimeter square in terms of 800 kV. Whereas normal concrete will be like just 30 Newton, 40 Newton, 25 Newton. This is structural repair he's doing. After repair, curing has to be provided. For hot summer area, they need to apply a curing compound. This is what is applying by the sponge is acrylic one. Acrylic curing compound. Same epoxy bonding agent they applied. They left for 2 hours. It will become tacky. When it's tacky, they will place the material to repair the floor to make the leveling. carbon fiber with the epoxy. It's a composite actually. It has been used for the structural strengthening like a carbon plate. They make the surface smooth. These are carbon fiber plate actually embedded in the epoxy resin. They make the surface smooth. They apply a epoxy based adhesive. Then they fix the carbon fiber plate, laminated plate to strengthen the structures. For the columns, they use carbon fiber wrapping with epoxy resin. They have repaired a substrate to make it smooth. They have filled the blowhole, pinhole with the help of epoxy putty, make it smooth. They made the surface smooth. Then they applied the epoxy primer. You can see this blue color one. Okay. Then they are wrapped with the carbon fiber. Then they will apply the epoxy encapsulation resin. They are removing the air voids with the help of roller. They are pressing it firmly to the epoxy resin so that it will hold the structure firmly. After curing, it will be much higher than the strength of the normal concrete. It will prevent the structural from based on the site condition, either one layer or two layer they will wrap it. Minimum two layer, 2 to 3 layer based on the site condition. This is a fire damaged area. Even for the fire damaged area, they will chip out all the damaged one and follow the same technique. Epoxy bonding agent plus the same polymer modified sinkage compensated repair motors. This site condition, they had only 7 days, sorry, only 7 days shutdown to finish the repair job, the outlet of the plant where the complete water will be coming out from the plant. You can see how the structure has been damaged. They chipped it, they made a formwork, they used a I suggested a polyester repair motor because it will set faster, very faster. Within 2 hours, it will achieve the higher the strength of concrete, and also if the water comes, it can cure even underwater. They were already casted here. See how smooth it is. See, they're mixing a polyester resin with the filler catalyst to start the reaction. Then they are adding the silica sand. It's a mixed design, and we'll add a gravels. Same like concreting, how they do 10 mm, 20 mm. They have already repaired the structure. You can see this difference. This is the old concrete. They have completely chipped the casted with the polyester repair coater. Then they are giving a protection coating, gray color. Whatever color you want, you can give it. This is the after repair. Initially, we saw the photo, how it was damaged. It is 100 Newton per millimeter square after curing, which is 3 times the strength of normal concrete. Normal concrete is just 30 Newton, 300 K, but this is 100 Newton per millimeter square. It's been coated with the polyurethane coating, blue color. Same epoxy repair motor is being used for this is a big concrete pipe where they bury under the ground. They use for the tunnel, to discharge the waste from the sewage treatment plant to the sea. These pipes are being pumped inside to the sea, so that much load it should withstand. Unfortunately, during production stage, some edge will break. They cannot throw away the complete pipe; it will be a loss. So they need to repair with the high strength epoxy repair motor. Base and hardener has been mixed. After that, to have a building, you need to build a thickness. So you need to add a flaked, filler, sand. It will be lightweight. It will not sag also. After that, you can do the sanding, grinding. It will become very smooth. Same like the concrete. Now we'll see the edge repair on a pond, open pond, on a big oil field. Open pond, some repair has to be done on the if the edge, it breaks. You need to do repair with the high strength epoxy repair motor, base, hardener, and then filler. Filler, it will be like silica sand and the flakes based on the requirement. They apply primer. First, initially, you can see here, they apply primer. Primer also epoxy-based primer. After you apply the primer, base and hardener you mix and apply it. You'll wait for 30 minutes for the tackiness. Then you'll mix the epoxy. They are applying the primer on the joint. Tapping it well. Then you can make the smooth finish with the help of a steel trowel and a wooden trowel. After finishing, it will be like this. And then here the sealants will come. This is actually a polystyrene foam. What you're seeing is, see, this is a expansion joint where they're having a polystyrene foam. That also we'll see now. This is how the contamination will be. This is still epoxy coating is there, but this is a plant where there's a lot of seawater contamination will be there. It's a cooling area, cooling tower. It's actually how the color is being changed, and for repairing, they will make the socket. They will remove the loose particles. Then, as we saw previously, they will apply the epoxy bonding agent. They will use a polymer modified cementitious mortar. And also there is a epoxy mortar based on the site condition, based on the client's requirement. Also, PU polyurethane injection is being used for filling the cracks. Why? Because there's two type of cracks. One is movable, one is non-movable. Non-movable you can treat with the epoxy one, epoxy injection. And when there is a water leak, even water leak can be stopped by injecting with the help of PU, polyurethane. And where there's a movement is there, you need to inject with polyurethane because polyurethane has a flexibility, whereas epoxy is rigid. This is epoxy paste. It's a putty actually. Base and hardener, they mix it. For injection, they're fixing injection nipples and they close the like a thick band. They close the crack with the epoxy putty and they inject with the epoxy resin, which is low viscous, same like a water. The viscosity will be to fill the crack and to treat the structural crack. This is a tank. Why the crack is coming? If they didn't put the curing compound, the crack will appear. There's a lot of crack on the foundation of the tank. This is a desert area. They fixed the nipple with the help of epoxy putty. That they will proceed with the injection, epoxy injection. As I told before, epoxy used for car parking. It makes cleaning easier. It will prevent the damage of the concrete, and also for the aircraft hanging area where they do the maintenance, seamless flooring where you need a smooth flooring where you cannot put a tile. If you put a tile, the dirts will fill on the joints. Cleaning will not be proper. So all the industrial area, all the kitchens, all the parking are being used epoxy coatings. We'll see a video. This is a cold storage area where they store all the food, food and the minus 19, minus 20. This is a self-leveling epoxy. They do layer by layer. They divide the complete area. They cannot apply it on a one shot. Now we can see here, this is the area where they apply the primer, where they fill the cracks with the epoxy putty, and this is the final finish. This two side is the final finish. It makes the floor much easier for cleaning, and it will prevent the concrete from damage. Even in cold storage, many food leakage will happen. This is also a contamination, so that's the reason you need to prevent. Also, the ground will absorb the cooling, so it should have it, the floor should maintain the cooling. It should also act as an insulation. Even for the cold storage, they use this sandwich panel all around the wall. This sandwich panel also having a polyurethane. This all the cold storage area, when they cast a concrete, they use a polystyrene foam, because that polystyrene foam will also act as a insulation. It will prevent the leak from a chillness leak, so that the cold storage will maintain a chillness. Same cold storage area on the loading bay, you need to have a heavy duty where the forklift will be moving. They're applying a epoxy squid. Epoxy self-leveling means you will mix base, hardener and filler with the colors what you want, then you level it. Just pour it and level. But here this is epoxy squid. This is same like cementitious squid. See how they are tapping it and making it level 5 milli. There's a simple proportion. Each 1 milli of epoxy, it's equal to a 10 mm of concrete performance. They're putting 5 milli epoxy, which is equal to the, more than the strength of, concrete. And also it's more than like a cover. When you compare the cover, 5 milli is equal to 50 milli of a concrete. After 8 hours, it will become harder. Okay, it will be a very heavy duty. Even you put a hammer and hammer it, if nothing will happen. He is using the steel trowel to make the surface very smooth. This is a loading bay of various cold storage rooms, where there will be a heavy forklift will be moving around. 3 to 5 forklift will be moving around. Before putting a flooring, if there's a repair, you need to do the repair. We need to make sure the substrate is sound, solid enough to receive a coating or self-leveling or skid. Epoxy, polyurethane base. They are both epoxy and polyurethane, and also PU cementitious modified one. we should make sure there's no loose particles. All the contaminated loose particle has to be removed. We should make the structure first integrated, then we should proceed for the any coating or protective system. They have applied the epoxy based mortar and grout to fill the area. Is applying epoxy grout. You can add 10 gravels also. After that, they scarify the floor. They remove the loose particles. They vacuum it well. They remove it dust. No dust. They apply a primer. Then they apply the epoxy squid. These are some photos where you can see the flooring is glossy and seamless floor. The cleaning it's easy for that and also resistant to the various chemicals. These are the applications like pharmaceutical plants, hospitals, kitchens, garages, car parks, workshop, chemical manufacturing plants. They are applying epoxy primer and then they are applying the coating. You can see the heavy trucks are standing behind, heavy vehicles. This is a mechanical workshop. This is a epoxy polyurethane resin. Because of its flexibility and UV resistant, it's used for the outside area for wall floor and manhole pipelining, you know, sewage work, seawater tanks, open seawater tanks for foundation waterproofing, reservoirs. This is how we can apply the epoxy polyurethane traffic deck systems in various colors. This is how it looks. Used for the car parking, ramps, decks, turning area, drive-through area, and epoxy terrazzo. Epoxy terrazzo with the epoxy base hardener, then filler and the glass beads. Based on the requirement, you can modify according to the site condition. This is how after grinding and polishing it looks like glossy. Grouts and anchors. Polyester, and if you want to increase the thickness of the beam columns, you can do the jacketing. Like you need to do the drilling and fix the rebar with the help of polyester epoxy resin. There are two types. Epoxy, also there is a lot of epoxy based anchoring system, and polyester also we have. Epoxy, it comes in a cartridge, base and hardener will be there. Just you can apply. It will come out mixed from the static mixer, and you can fill the drilled hole and you can fix the rebar according to the requirement. And while grouting the epoxy, you will put a hopper to maintain the hydrostatic pressure. Okay. There is a epoxy grout below the base plate of the machineries to withstand the heavy, high dynamic load. And this is a sealant, polyurethane sealant, polysulfide sealant, polyester sealant. This is how the sealant looks like. You will see the application. They are applying a epoxy based primer. Any coating or certain polymer will require primer. Then only it will firmly bond on the substrate. Say they are filling a polysulfide sealant and they are making it smooth. This is an expansion joint sealant. Initially, when they cast a concrete, they use a PVC water stop. You can see the water stop over here. Okay, this is a joint filler. This is a concrete, and then the sealant. There's a various type of joint filler. Polyethylene joint filler is there. Polystyrene foam backup rod joint filler is there. Then bitumen impregnated board are there. Bitumen impregnated board are applicable only where there is no water will come. Okay, but not for the outside area. But rest other polyester, uh, polystyrene, polyethylene based joint filler for the outside area where the water will be coming. This is an exposed area, exposed to sun. They're preparing the joint. They're putting a masking tape. Base and hardener, they're mixing it. Primer, they're applying the primer by brush on the joint where the sealant will come. They're mixing the polysulfide sealant with the curing agent. They're filling it with the scrapper. Hmm. They're applying soapy water to make the surface smooth. To bring this curve on the drawing, they're doing it. And they're removing the masking tape. After 8 hours, it will become a very hard rubber. Polysulfide, polyurethane sealants, polyester based sealants. They're keeping a craft paper because below is the bitumen impregnated board. Because the sealant should have a movement. If you apply the sealant directly above the bitumen impregnated board, it will catch the board. So it should move above the board. So that's why they're fixing the crafted paper, and now they are mixing the primer. The sealants are used wherever the expansion joints are there, wherever the construction joints are there, the cold joints are there, they use. Is applying epoxy based primer, it will become tacky in 30 minutes. During that time, they will apply the sealant. If it's dried, you need to redo it. The main purpose of primer is to have a bonding between the sealant and the substrate. They're mixing the curing agent and the base. There are various colors can be achieved based on the condition, gray or whatever. Acrylic based polymer modified elastomeric cementitious waterproof coating for portable and non-portable water structures. This can hold both positive and negative pressure, resistant to various chloride ions and chemicals. Used for swimming pools, open pond, drainage culvert, kitchen, toilet waterproofings. You can see the thickness from here, substrate and the thickness. 1 mm, 2 mm thickness. Polyurethane is used as a waterproofing also for due to its high elasticity and excellent bond and resistant to water permeability and also water vapors. Used on the foundation, basements, tunnel, roof, terrace, balconies, and sewage works. It has a crack bridging ability. See, the elongation is 620% and tensile strength is 1.5 Newton per millimeter square and tear resistant 10 Newton per mm and water vapor transmission. And you can see the service temperature -40 to 70 degrees Celsius. Rubber modified bitumen emulsion coating for the foundations before they do the backfilling. You can see where all the waterproofings are used. Wet area, flooring, green roof, basement, podium, facade joint sealant. They're applying epoxy-based bridge deck waterproofing. They're mixing the epoxy base and filler. They apply the primer. After applying the epoxy, they'll sprinkle the aggregate over it. Then the asphalt can be laid. Even without asphalt, you can use. This is a normal asphalt, but this is a epoxy one. You cannot feel the difference. This is a epoxy one. Sprinkled above it, it's a aggregate. That's why you can see it looks similar to the asphalt. You can't see the difference. This is a bridge deck waterproofing. Now let us see the application. Same area where I showed you before on the slide. They're applying the material. See, this is a concrete between the two decks. Surface preparation is must. You need to remove the dust. You're applying a epoxy-based primer, base and hardener mixed for 3 minutes, and then they're applying it. After it's become touch dry, touch dry means it should not, when you touch it, it should not come on your hand. Then you will mix the main material, which is epoxy base, hardener, and filler, which is also resistant to fire. They're using a spiked roller to remove the air bubbles. They are sprinkling the diagonal, it's aggregate. Hmm. After 8 hours, you can remove the excess aggregate with the help of a air compressor or the broom. This is how it will look. See, this is the epoxy one. This is the normal asphalt. We cannot find the difference. Between two deck of the bridge. See, this is the same material. You can see the primer. This is the primer, and this one dry area. They prepare the surface. This is the sealant. You need to prepare the surface before you go for any protective system. They apply the sealant on the joint. You can see the video. They're mixing it. They're applying it. They're sprinkling the aggregate, but they're walking with the help of spike shoes so that they won't disturb the epoxy. See, they're wearing a spike shoe. After this, you can remove the excess aggregate, then you can lay the asphalt. Even without asphalt, vehicles can move. It's very heavy duty. It's dual purpose. It's a heavy duty. Also, it's acting as a waterproofing. You can see the layer. This is the surface, the concrete they prepared, and this is the final finish. They scarified the substrate. You can see the glossiness because of the primer. They applied a primer. After it becomes touch dry, like 8 hours. After that, they will apply the material. Why we need a bridge deck waterproofing? It is also a zero spread of flame. It's a lightweight and it become a good waterproofing, and it's flexible also, and it's non-slip and excellent grip even when wet, and chemical resistant. The foot traffic can start after 24 hours, vehicle traffic after 48 hours. Water permeability is nil. Water absorption is nil. Compression strength greater than 45 Newton per millimeter square. No cracking. Resistant to petrol, kerosene, and various chemicals. And polyurethane is used as a spray because of its flexibility, used in waterproofing, and it's fast setting also for swimming pool, for tanks, for potable water tanks also. There are various type, especially it can be used for the tanks, and it has a high UV resistant. It can withstand the temperature plus 70 degrees Celsius, and excellent impact and puncture resistant. It's been used in the aquarium lining, roof waterproofing, marine environment, wastewater tank lining, bridge deck. Also, it's used for bridge deck waterproofing, tank coatings, various usages. These are the properties. Elongation, you can see more than 300%. Tensile 19 megapascal. Service temperature minus. Also, it can withstand minus and higher temperatures. Acrylic based polymer modified waterproofing are used because it can resist the chloride ions, and it's flexible to bridge the shrinkage cracks, to waterproof the water tank coatings, reservoirs, and is being used for the backing to marble and granite to prevent water vapor transmission. Excellent barrier to carbon dioxide, chloride ions. Used for wet area, kitchen, washroom, shower rooms, potable water, retaining structures, swimming pools. Also for internal basement waterproofing, drainage culverts. PVC membrane is used as a loose laid waterproof membrane because of its good resistance to puncture, and it can be hot welded according to the dimension required on the site. Highly flexible, and you can see there is no water permeability and root resistant, and elongation at break is 300%. The polypropylene modified flexible waterproof membranes used for podium, parking decks, flat roofs, garden, roof waterproofing, and resistance to UV and high resistance to weathering also. Approved for use in contact with potable waters. Elongation is greater than 650. Water permeability is no penetration at 5 bar pressure. Water vapor transmission is nil. PE polypropylene blended membrane is used as a waterproofing membrane because of its high impact resistant. It's been it will bond mechanically when you pour the concrete. This is how it looks, like small compartments. This is polyethylene polypropylene membrane. When you pour the concrete, it will firmly mechanically it will bond to the membrane. This is a swimming pool. They prepared a membrane according to the dimension. Then they will prepare the formwork. They will prepare the the rebars. They prepare formwork and then pour the concrete. After they remove the shutter, this is how the backside of the membrane looks like. There is a polyester fiber, polypropylene fiber, also modified bitumen, which is applied by torch applied, with the help of fire. Is used as a waterproofing on the roof and floor slab for basement tanking. Also, there's a self-adhesive polymer modified bitumen membranes are there. There is a PVC water stop. PVC water stop is produced by the extrusion technique. There are various water stop, internal, external water stopper for the expansion and construction joints. During the concreting, they will fix the PVC water stopper and they will cast the concrete. You can see the external PVC is visible, water stopper. They kept, this is the external one to prevent the water from the joints. They lay the PVC water stopper according to the layout. This is swellable water stopper used in the construction joint. It will swell when the water comes to the joint. Pile head encapsulation, epoxy based encapsulation resin to make the pile resistant to water and various chemical. You can see they are applying the torch applied membrane also, and the pile head also they will treat. They are mixing the base hardener and filler, and they will cast above the pile head. Mixing is must. Mixing should be homogeneous. After that, they will level it. Also used as adhesives like epoxy based, acrylic based, and SBR based adhesives. Also for tile adhesive, tile grouting, epoxy based adhesive. For the swimming pool, wet area, where you need a high waterproofing. Also, polymer modified cementitious tile adhesives have been used, and groutings are used for the wet area. Thank you. Any questions?
So countries with high earthquakes like Japan are now adopting lightweight technologies to build their houses, which is economical too. But some important buildings cannot be rebuilt after every earthquake. So is it possible to add these polymeric materials to make them earthquake resistant?
What resistant you want to make this polymer? Actually, this is much higher than the normal concrete, so it can withstand the earthquake actually. This will not crack actually. This is much stronger than the concrete, three times the concrete. See, in order to have the earthquake, I have seen the technology. They build a separate unit on the basement, which is with the elastomeric pad, bearing pad. Yeah, it's same like a concept of a bearing pad and the bridge. Below the bridge, a pot bearing is there. Same concept they are using in Japan to build a building above it, so that when the movement comes, how the bridge is observing the movement with the help of pot bearing, right? The same concept they're using it actually. But this material will not crack. It's much, stronger than the concrete.
I'm Fahim from Polymer department.
Yes.
What is the placement opportunity for us in the
See, placement opportunity, I will say something frankly. What was my mindset when I was joining the Polymer? When I came, honestly speaking, I asked for a civil, okay? My intention is to enter the civil, but my another intention is to start a business. Okay? I don't want to work in a plant, in the production, my mindset is that. But I don't know that Dr. SSM Abdul Majid was my HOD. He was the admission uh, person where I met. I don't know he will be my HOD. But honestly, he guided actually. Myself, my father, and my brother was there during the admission. We spoke frankly. Even I want to start a small business. So he suggested Polymer for me. But after entering to Polymer, see, I will come to your point. I need to explain something. I will come to you. After entering Polymer, I feel I used to hear every day, Polymer, nothing, man, no job opportunity, blah 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 blah. And many used to discontinue and jump from another department. They will say, my friend is leaving, so I am leaving. Man, your friend will leave, but your future is your future. Your friend future cannot become your future. So many people used to tease me, but I used to say, one word from the beginning. Just see during the campus interview. But Alhamdulillah, by the God grace and the university support, with the faculty support, they arranged a wonderful opportunity with that time here. And moreover, build your core knowledge. Okay, start feeling the material. What I did on my own interest, I did my mini project with the epoxy, like composite. I started doing this palm fiber composite. Take your own interest, feel the material. Okay, not only the theoretical. Okay, you need to feel the material. That helped me to answer the interview question, because since I used epoxy like a composite, I know how the epoxy behave. And polyurethane foam, I did a final year project under the guidance of Dr. Shamshad Begum ma'am. So I know how the polyurethane behave. Exactly these two helped me to answer the interview questions. See, when I got selected, when I came to the Kuwait, when I sat in front of CEO with my director, sales director, where I'm reporting to him directly to him, they asked a simple question: what is epoxy? I told epoxy based on hardener you need to mix. You can alter the hardener. If you reduce the hardener, you will have a more curing time. Otherwise, generally it has a 8 hour curing time. That instant answer where it came, you need to feel the material. You need to come up with your own interest. You have to decide carefully on which path you want to go. Work on it. Surely you will get it. Okay. And of course, pray for it. Okay. Work it, pray for it, and faculties are ready to help you, man. There are a lot of brands are there. I can just name you something. Okay. Now I'm coming to your point. Job opportunity, which will boost your interview. Okay. Do some project, collaborated with civil. Okay. Or even alone you can do. Take some performance. You can see some membrane performance. You can prepare some membrane. You can do a coating. You can do whatever grout. Just look into the YouTube. You will get some idea. Okay. There is a epoxy based groutings are there. Okay. Polyurethane is flexible. Polyurethane is having a UV resistant. I'm giving you an idea. Okay. You need to blend epoxy and polyurethane, okay, to make a grout, so that it will be UV resistant, so that it will be high compression strength. You need to make a study, okay, like that. You need to look after for the some new project ideas. Apart from this, okay, you have production job opportunity also. Okay, now you saw all kind of polymer here: thermoplastic, thermoset, composite, and rubber, right? Okay, any other question?
For my department. And my
Yes.
question is, what type of test you do in construction site, like before selecting a particular polymer for the
There are specs actually designed by the consultant of the project. Okay. And by knowing the situation, see, to decide a material, I'm coming to the core subject what you're studying. Okay. There's a testing paper is there. Okay, correct? Testing of polymers are there, right? Properties of polymer you're studying, and application of polymer you're studying. With that knowledge only, you'll come to understand which product you want to use it for which situation. See, when I came for the job, when I got selected, they gave me a catalog book which is having 1,000 product. How I made it easy understandable, because of the core knowledge what we learn from the studies. You need to know what is epoxy, what is polyurethane, what are the properties, what it can be used for, where it can be used for, what all the resistant it has. That has to be learned from during your studies. That will make you to understand, to decide. It's like you're designing some equipment for your requirement. If you buy a car or mobile, how you decide? Based on the if you buy a mobile, you'll decide on the Android RAM. That's same thing. You need to understand, okay, this area waterproofing, okay, it should be flexible, okay, the tiles you are going to put, okay, the tiles has to bond on the waterproofing, so you have to use cementitious elastomeric waterproofing. You will apply that. or you will apply polyurethane, you will sprinkle the dry sand. Okay, then you will apply the tiles like that. Okay, if it's a grouting, okay, what is the situation we have to see? Is it a structural repair? Okay, then you need to use a micro concrete if it's more than 50 mm. If it's less than 50 mm, you'll use a polymer modified, the polypropylene added cementitious, which is shrinkage compensated. That you will use with the help of epoxy bonding agent. If the client insists, no, I need a heavy load bearing, okay, we will use a epoxy one, which is 100 Newton per millimeter square. So, how to decide a material? You need to know the properties. What all can be, what it can do. Then only you can suggest a material, you can implement the material.
Thank you. Thank you, Ismail.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your time, effort, and generosity. Your lecture will undoubtedly have a lasting impact on our thoughts and perspectives. We'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Mahmood Ali Ismail, for sharing their expertise and insights with us today. Your presentation was engaging, informative, and thought-provoking, and we are grateful for this opportunity to learn from you. As a token of appreciation, I now invite Kritika to deliver the word of thanks.
Good morning to everyone gathered here. Gratitude is the only feeling that allows us to acknowledge a feeling that isn't able to return. It's my privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Polymer Engineering. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Mahmood Ali Ismail, for his enlightening and impactful session. Your in-depth explanation has provided us with a fresh perspective on how polymers contribute to durability, efficiency, and sustainability of construction materials. This webinar has not only broadened our understanding but also sparked new interest in exploring the vast potential of polymers across various industries. I would like to acknowledge Dr. SSM Abdul Majid, Director of Admissions, whose invaluable guidance and leadership have been instrumental in shaping many of our strategic initiatives. Thank you, sir, for always being a pillar of support for us. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our convener, Dr. S. Samshad Begum, our head of the department, whose exceptional leadership and unwavering support has always been a great significance for guiding our department. A special word of appreciation to Mrs. J. Daphne for coordinating this webinar and made this event successful. Finally, I thank all our faculty members, Dr. Vasant Kumar Behra, Dr. J. Shahida Parveen, and Mrs. R. Daulat Banu for their valuable guidance. A special thanks to all the students whose presence made the whole webinar intriguing and fulfilling. Thank you for your support and active participation. Thank you all once again.